Now we're live.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am sure you can refresh your page on YouTube because I know you got it up,
I
Sarah.
have been.
Welcome.
It's still not there.
Welcome to the stream, everybody.
Yes, welcome.
We are live with
Welcome
another,
on this Monday.
yeah, Monday, before the 4th of July.
Dun dun dun.
Dun 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 dun. Independence Day is coming, guys. We want to know your opinions. If you're not watching this live stream live, be sure you comment it down below because I do read every comment that I
Oh,
get
yes,
on my
please.
channel. Yeah, we love to read
Yep.
comments. A lot of
Yes,
comments
we
I
do.
still respond to, even on videos that are years old. So be sure you comment
Hmm.
down below whatever your thoughts are. Let us know what you're
Yes, yes.
planning for the 4th of July. Let us know if you're planning on buying fireworks. If you have already bought fireworks, if how old you are, give us
Hmm.
details. We love details.
We love details.
We do.
I do.
Nobody is live yet. Um, the internet can totally see you now. To stop, use your encoder. It says at the top of my live stream. Okay. All right, Sarah. First things
Yes.
first. Let's go ahead and
Mm.
talk about some big changes that you and I have talked about coming
Oh,
to
yeah.
my YouTube channel.
Yes. We've
Okay.
been talking about this for a while.
We have. And we've decided together that I think we need to make some changes on my channel. So I know that some of you viewers, and I may lose some subscribers based on this decision,
I certainly hope not.
but I am sick and tired. I am absolutely fed up with trying to be the good guy vigilante going up against the endless amount of indie developers all over the world that think they are doing, that actually don't give a shit what they're doing to gamers all over the world by constantly loading asset flip after asset flip after trash fucking game after trash fucking game onto Steam. I
Hmm.
refuse at this point to give these assholes, and you know who you are out there if you're watching this, I refuse to give you assholes another minute of my time. I'm not buying your games anymore. You can send me your keys. I'll flush them down the toilet. A lot of these games that I review that I make a miss video, I know full well in advance that it's going to be a trash game. I can tell if it's going to be a Game Guru game. Sarah just started this with me a few months ago. Sarah can tell a Game Guru
Oh,
game by
yeah.
looking at a trailer. We can tell a
Hmm.
trash game, for example, Fat Dude Simulator and Fat Prisoner or whatever. These games don't deserve your attention, in our opinion, and they certainly don't deserve mine and Sarah's time. So all these shitbag developers that want to buy asset flips and just flip them over on Steam, or just want to buy assets and mash them together into a big incohesive mess, and a lot of times just do it so they can sell keys on foreign sites or whatever, they're not getting our time anymore. My channel's not getting the time anymore, and you guys, my viewers, deserve better. I'm very passionate about games and the quality of Steam, but I think that I'm giving far too much attention and far too many videos, too much video content to these guys. So, for those of you that love my Myth series is going away. There might randomly be a Myth video if we, review a game that looks decent and it turns out to be trash and we don't expect it, then that might be a Myth series. But I'm expecting to see a lot less Myth videos. We're probably talking a handful every year, rather than, I think we have like 60 or something like that for the year already or whatever. So no more Myth
Hmm.
videos. These guys don't deserve our attention. They don't deserve your attention. How are you doing, Valkyrie? Yes, rip the
Hi,
Myth series.
Valkyrie.
I'm tired of giving these bastards my attention. Not only that, guys, I don't think it's healthy for me as a. There's another side to this as well. I don't think it's healthy for me as a game developer myself, and especially a solo indie game developer, who a lot of people look at and think, well, Zax, you don't exactly make AAA games yourself. A lot of my games are very indie very different. My games are loaded with passion and hard work, and a goal to at least make a fun game to play for somebody out there. Maybe not for everybody, but my games, for example, like Rock and Roll, I've played almost 200 hours. I build games that I myself want to play, which is more than you can say for 95% of the developers, the indie developers on Steam today. They don't make games they want to play. They don't make games that they think other people don't want to play. They make shit in hopes of selling keys or getting trading cards or whatever on Steam. They just look for, if they can make $20 profit, then that's what motivates them to spend 15 minutes making $20 profit, and then they hope that they make $30 profit on their next piece of shit, whatever. Yeah, so we're not going to give these guys any more attention. Rip Mysteries, just like Valkyrie said. Instead, we're going to try to focus on good games, the developers like myself, and better developers. There's a lot of developers way better than me that are making great indie games out there. And we feel like, Sarah and I feel like there's a lot of indie games out there that are fantastic that don't get nearly the exposure they deserve because of all the games that we focused too much on in the past. So expect more searching for Zaxtor's Indie Gold. Those will not go away. We want to give the developers that are really trying to make something fun and make a good product at a good value, we want to continue to focus on these guys and try to lift them up above all the shit that is flooding Steam nowadays. We're also going to focus more in our live stream, less on games and more on life and world events. And with it being the 4th of July and Sarah and I's last opportunity today to get together and do a live stream, we want to talk about fireworks. We want to talk about what the 4th of July should mean to people. And we want to talk about how goddamn dangerous these things are. How cheaply they're made. How overly priced they are. And we want to talk about this little 9-year-old girl who's in critical condition now after fireworks explode in her hands. So this is a news story that came out just this morning. So fresh, hot news. So let's go ahead and talk about this news story here, with it being the 4th of July in a couple of days. That's why I asked people to tell me, in the comments and, the chat, whatever. Let us know if you bought fireworks, what you're planning on doing for the 4th of July. Do you typically go and watch fireworks? If, like I know in our town, it's the fire department that lights, they launch the illegal fireworks. They launch the good fireworks, and people can go around and watch them. But we do get a lot of people that buy illegal fireworks. I mean, they have a form, and I think a lot of states do this. Stands will sell these illegal fireworks and cover their ass by saying, hey, sign this form saying that you're going to take these fireworks out of state to launch them, and then we've covered our ass and you can do what you want. Just promise, sign here saying you're going to take them out of state. And that's what they do here. I'm sure they do it in a lot of states. They sell the illegal fireworks, knowing damn well that people are going to take them right back to their backyard and launch them off, taking their own risk. And so I feel like a lot of people, this happens all over, and people take this risk of launching illegal fireworks themselves, and they put themselves in harm's way. Too many of them, I feel like, put young children in harm's way, because too many, and I've been around a while, too many of these goddamn fireworks are duds or manufactured poorly, manufactured very cheaply, and they are basically like walking with a freaking time bomb in your hands. You're lighting off a freaking bomb that might explode. I remember very, very vividly a time when my dad bought some fireworks, because he had told us for years growing up, we used to light off all those little snakes, the ashes that would grow into a little snake, and sparklers, and these teeny little fountains and stuff like that were legal. We did that for years. And my dad and my
sparklers.
The sparklers, and my dad and my grandpa would constantly tell us about, back in the good old days, how they had these Roman candles and all these things that they lit off, and they were so cool. And you'd hold this Roman candle up and point it at the sky, and big old fireballs would shoot out of it, like a grenade launcher or whatever, and it would burst into a million colors up in the sky, and they were so much better than the fireworks we had. And so one day, I think I was 12 or 13 years old. my dad went to one of these illegal fireworks stands and bought some Roman candles to show us how cool the fireworks that he grew up with was. I'll never forget on this 4th of July night when my dad was out in the driveway. He was going to show us how cool this thing was. He lights this big old, Roman candle up in the air. He lights it, and it doesn't do anything.
Yep.
And it sits there, but you could hear a fizzing inside. And my dad's, thinking, what the heck? And all of a sudden, 3 fireballs, instead of shooting out the end of it, they went out the side and blew up right in my father's ear, causing a trail of blood to come out of his ear.
Oh my gosh.
He had to go into ER. It did damage to his ear permanently. It was horrifying to watch as a 12-year-old kid. And I think people don't realize how dangerous these damn fireworks are nowadays. So all we can urge you guys out there, if you are a child, if you're a parent, if you're somewhere in between, please be safe on this 4th of July. Please make sure that, if you are lighting something as simple as a sparkler off, you're holding it properly. You're not throwing it at your sister. You're not throwing it at your dad or your friend or whatever. Make sure you're using them properly. You're realizing that...
Make sure you're not drunk.
Exactly. Make sure drinking is a big thing.
People drink a lot on the 4th of July because it is a celebration. But at the same time, don't mix fireworks and alcohol together. Please be careful. You want to be around for the people you love on July 5th.
Yeah, very true.
But if you make a mistake, like this little girl, I'm sure she wasn't actually the one setting off the firework, but it exploded in her hand. And because of that, she's in critical condition now. So
Valkyrie asks, is it not normal to set off fireworks for the common folks in the States? I feel like it is, Valkyrie. I feel like I feel like adults probably don't do it, but I feel like when people have kids, younger kids, they want to kind of, make the day fun for the kids. I think kids typically like them.
And some cities actually have ordinances in place to where you can't set off fireworks because a firework explodes the wrong way, because it is shot, it's pretty shoddy and it's making. You can set cars on fire, set houses on fire, blow people up. There's a whole host of things that could happen. And yeah, in some cities they have ordinances to where you cannot set off fireworks. It's illegal. Mm-hmm. And you will face jail time for it. And whatever damages that you caused from the firework going off and exploding, improperly. So yeah, there's a lot of crap that can go on. It's just safest to go to, a set time and place. I mean, cities all over the country are going to be having fireworks displays. They're free. You just go and watch. I mean, why not save yourself some money, pack up your family, go right down the street, watch one that's, set off by more than likely the fire department or something like that, where it's a whole lot safer.
Yeah.
They've got those fireworks that aren't just the cheap crap you get in a gas station. I mean, they're from proper firework companies. It's just so much safer that way.
They're going to be the good ones. Yeah, you can get together with a crowd. You and your whole family or all your friends can go. And
friends and yeah.
You can kick back and relax and enjoy the show and not have to spend a dime.
Yeah, not have to spend one penny.
Yep, spend your money on eating out. That's what I'd say.
On grilling out.
Yeah, grilling out, whatever. Spend your money on a nice grilled barbecue meal. On 4th of July instead of fireworks. That's what I would suggest.
Yeah.
I understand if you have kids, and the kids like to light off the, the sparklers and the, the smoke bombs or whatever. Kids get a thrill out of that when they're younger. Yeah,
I mean, you got the little paper things that you throw at the ground and they snap.
Oh yeah, those poppers or whatever.
The sparklers and things. That's fine, but we're talking like fireworks in places that just really shouldn't be. Yeah, I don't think, anybody's drunk uncle should be able to go in and buy fireworks. I think there should be more regulations on it, seriously. So things like what happened to this little girl doesn't happen again.
Speaking of this little girl, Valkyrie says it's a lot different in her country. Lots of safety regulations on the stuff we buy in the stores. Yeah, it probably is a lot
Now,
different.
they
I mean,
should be here.
a lot of different things are different between where you're at, Valkyrie, and where we're at here. So let's go ahead and find out what happened, because Sarah and I really haven't read this yet. We just saw that it was
No, we
we
haven't.
saw the article and decided, you know what, let's talk about this because it is almost the 4th of July. Let's talk about our deciding to change the kind of reviews and the exposure we're given. And instead of giving so much exposure to all the Myth series videos, all the crappy developers that don't deserve a second of our time, let's try to give more exposure to the real developers that maybe aren't getting enough exposure. We're still not going to give tons of time and exposure to Fortnite and all the huge games. You know,
Those have already been overdone.
yeah, all the big games, you know, all the AAA games, stuff like that, they get tons of exposure anyway. We still want to focus on indie games, indie developers, and we really want to try to look for those indie developers that aren't getting nearly the attention we feel they deserve. So expect more of that kind of content, less of the Myth series kind of content, and also expect more of just talking about life rather than games, especially when Sarah and I get together here. So let's talk about life, and let's talk about, or let's find out how lucky this little 9-year-old girl was.
Well, I don't know. Well, somewhat lucky, but she's still in critical condition, unfortunately.
Yeah, true. Let's find out what happened. All right, a 9-year-old girl. Oops, I saw a video. A 9-year-old girl is in critical condition in Philadelphia after a firework exploded in her hands, according to police. The little girl found the firework, a possible M80, in her home at around 10:30 a.m. Sunday, according to the Philadelphia Police Department. So she lit it up, and the firework exploded in her hands. Oh,
Okay,
boy.
first off, did her parents not teach her any better?
Yeah, true.
I mean, really. Oh, here's something. I'm going to light it in a house by myself. Oh, sweet Jesus, where are the parents?
But then again, you got to realize how curious kids are. I mean, she obviously
She's 9.
she obviously knew it was a firework, though.
Should have some sense. I mean, for Christ's sake, I can understand if maybe she had a disability. Maybe she had a mental disability. Okay, but if she didn't, where have the parents' training been? Number one, to have it to where she could get it, and number two, to not teach your kids, you know, when you find something like that, you don't just
Light it, right?
I mean, what are they gonna set on fire next?
Well,
I mean, really, come on.
they say, Sarah.
Okay, that was my little rant there, guys.
The only thing I can say in response to that is that common sense isn't very common with even us adults, me included.
Not.
So, you know, we really don't think I don't think we can put a lot of blame on the little girl, but like you said, her parents. Yeah, I mean, what's an M80 doing out in? Where did she find this anyway?
It's just in her house.
In her home. Yeah, it says right there in her home.
Just riding around.
A
there,
possible
sitting
M80
out there.
she finds in her home. So what is the M80 just doing, laying out on the table or whatever? Why is it not put up? That's the thing I would say. Anyway, it was like a loud boom. It was so loud, I heard it in the back room. Neighbor Judith Sierra told the Philadelphia news station. There was smoke coming out of the house. I see the little girl, blood all over her body, added neighbor Margarita Atriaga. That's scary.
Adults weren't home at the time.
Adults weren't home at the time, according to the police. The bomb squad was sent to the home, police said, and the special victims unit had been notified. And then we have a bunch of comments.
Okay,
People kind of
parents
chiming in.
weren't home.
Parents weren't home.
Who was with her at 9? I mean, really.
Somebody says, sadly, this is an event she'll relive for the rest of her life. That's true.
Yeah. If she makes it. I think they need to stop with letting people just buy fireworks. They really do. Because this kind of crap happens every single year.
So this was just yesterday morning. Yeah, this is about 24 hours ago. So the news is really fresh. We don't have a whole lot more about this. See if we can find some more. 9-year-old girl, M80.
I just...
Here's one 55 minutes ago. See if we got any more information here.
Oh, it looks like
What's
it's
the same
same
one?
story.
Yeah, same
It's the
exact
same
one.
story. But I mean, come on, people.
Alright,
10:30 a.m. Eastern time.
yes, sound two.
She was taken to St. Christopher's Hospital, listed in critical condition. Bomb squad,
Sound two is 18.
reminding the public to take precautions when handling fireworks, which is kind of why Sarah and I are doing this video as well. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot. Even this right out of Philadelphia. This is Fox 29 right out of Philadelphia. There's still not any more details on.
Sound one is 21.
All we can say is we hope that she fully recovers.
I certainly hope so. She might not have a hand after this. And if she does, that'll be a whole lot of reconstructive surgery. Yeah, loses her left hand.
18.
I don't know if this is.
No, but that
That's-
shows what a firework explosion can do to a
Yeah,
hand.
this is good stuff. This is what can happen, guys, if you're handling fireworks
It's a
improperly.
bit gory to be posting on there, don't you think?
Is no, seriously, I want this to get people's attention. Is holding a firework to show off in front of your friends, is it worth this happening to your hand? I want to ask anybody that watches this video, this live stream, look hard and close at this picture. Yes, it's gory. I want to ask you guys, is it worth it? Is it worth the risk of having a hand that looks like that? Not only would that be a deformation for the rest of your life, can you imagine the kind of pain that would shoot through you?
Well, I'm not hungry anymore.
That is very
welcome
gory.
to the stream, Texan.
How you doing,
Oh
Texans?
my gosh.
That-
It just... Yeah, I mean, but she doesn't
Sad.
even have that now. The little girl doesn't have her hand at all.
Looky here,
It's
we got.
completely gone.
Look at this. We got an X-ray. Oh, this is a 20-year-old male. A month ago. Never mind.
Yeah, but still, that's what happens.
Yep. Right here. This is what we wanted. Motherfucking bootleg fireworks. Somebody says. I agree with this guy. Even safe and sane fireworks are anything but that because they're made so cheap. Cannot imagine how many times kids and adults do stupid shit with them. And that's exactly what I'm trying to point out. People do stupid stuff with these things on 4th of July. And like Sarah mentioned earlier, using alcohol while you're doing this is stupid. It's dangerous.
How is it my
If
fault?
you're going to get drunk, stay the fuck in your house. Don't be driving. And don't be lighting off fireworks
My head says
while you're
fine.
lit up with alcohol thinking that you're 10 feet tall and bulletproof. You're risking other people's safety. You're risking your own safety by mixing alcohol and fireworks.
Nothing wrong with either of our
Be
hands.
responsible,
It's all
people.
either computer.
Please, if you're going to light off fireworks this year, I understand that. But God damn it, be responsible. It's not worth it. It's not worth doing what we just showed to your hand, to your body, to your face, or to anybody else, especially if you have kids. Valkyrie says that's not too gory. That's the stuff they show on the news here to scare us into remembering fireworks safety. Yeah, exactly what I'm trying to do as well. But this guy says safe and sane fireworks are anything but that. Cannot imagine how many times kids and adults do stupid shit with them, such as throwing them after lighting a fuse. Exactly. I'm waiting for more stories to come out about apartment fires, house fires, and even out-of-control grass fires, all started by safe and sane fireworks.
It happens.
It does.
It happens. You know, grass fires happen because of fireworks, because people don't do it properly. People just think it's, oh, I get it, I stick it in the ground, I light a fuse, and there we go. That's not how this works.
And you got to quit getting creative with fireworks as well. Use them properly. Don't be mixing them together. Don't be taking them apart. Just like right here, this guy says, a few years ago, a dude in my neighborhood made a sparkler bomb out of at least 50 sparklers. He ended up blowing off his lower leg and had multiple compound fractures with shrapnel in his leg and his arm. The EMTs had to perform CPR on him in the ambulance. He almost died. Fortunately, he didn't, and lucky him, he gets to live life with a mangled hand and missing his lower left leg.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that kind of stuff happens.
It's
Hi,
just not-
Richard. Welcome in.
it's
And
just
hi,
not worth
Irish
it.
Pumpkin.
Not worth it.
Yeah, it's really not.
The moral of the story is don't hold fireworks. The moral of the story is don't be stupid.
That's true.
Yeah,
Don't be an idiot. Although people are going to be idiots.
Richard says, wonderful success story. One of the games I shared on Discord called my friend Pedro, made mostly by a solo dev, has sold 250,000 copies within just a couple of weeks of release. Fantastic. My friend Pedro. Is that on Steam?
Well, that's nice.
Richard? We'll check that out. Hey, Irish Pumpkin, how you doing, man? Yeah, that's what every indie game developer like myself, I guarantee you, is, hoping for. Hoping that they get some of that success, hoping that their game is not only purchased, but I know that
Succeeds, yeah.
yeah, part of success for me isn't, I don't just want to make a game, guys, and I'm being completely honest with this. Yes, it's on Steam. I don't just want to make a game that sells a lot. I mean, obviously that's a big part of it. But my friend Pedro, sounds like my friend Pedro, $20 game. Wow. Overwhelmingly positive, 95% positive reviews. A violent ballet of friendship, imagination, a one-man struggle to obliterate anyone in his path at the behest of a sentient banana. What? Yeah, you can tell that's an indie game, but yeah, it looks fun. That looks good. Wow. Looks like Unity. That's awesome, man. Good for him. And with 7,400 reviews in just, it's only about 10 days. Yeah, this guy's about 50 times the number of purchases as the reviews, we can probably safely say. Yeah, this guy's definitely doing very well. So, I mean, this is what any indie developer wants, but I can honestly say that more than I want my games to sell, I don't just want my games to sell. I want people to actually, I know a lot of people probably won't believe this, but I do say this with sincere honesty. I would rather have a game that goes out, get 1,000 reviews or 1,000 sales the first week or month or whatever, than 10,000 sales the first month and nobody's really playing it. I would rather get 1,000 sales and have people that love my game and play it for hours and hours and hours and hours and really be fond of it. So that, I think that that's an important part of it for me, is not just the numbers. I want to see people play in my game for 50 hours, 100 hours within the first month. That's what I want to see. I want to see people laughing and having a blast, and so let's not forget, guys. We have Prison Ball. My next game is coming to Steam. Prison Ball full blown. Sarah had a chance to play this game just this morning. Her first time. And Sarah got a good laugh out of it.
You're gonna be my guinea pig.
Yeah, I said, Sarah, you're gonna be my guinea pig. You're gonna be the first person to play my game. I tried to get Rode to play it last night, but he's like, nah, I don't want to play that shit. So Sarah turned into my guinea pig, and Sarah played it. What did you honestly think about Prison Ball?
It made me laugh.
That's what I want.
The sounds and all of that you have done in there, and I've watched you develop it, but never got the chance to actually play it, and did this morning, and yeah, it made me laugh. Definitely, all that aside, you honestly try to break the blocks and to get as many points as you can, and it's not as easy as you would think. It's really not.
She was playing against the AI, and
I was playing against the computer.
She got beat a couple of times. Then she finally won.
To test the computer and stuff too, to make sure everything was working out okay. And yeah, I got my butt kicked. several times. I did win the very last game that I played, though. But, yeah, I mean, you know, it was fun because you're trying to get as many points as you can. And, of course, there's the whole aspect that you have to pay attention to make sure that the other player or the computer, you know, doesn't make that attack on you, make sure that you dodge it, things like that. So, yeah, it is. It's interesting. It is a lot like Pong with a little bit of extra in there. Yeah, and some of them are faster than others, and it's... I had more fun than what I thought I would.
The Irish Pumpkin says,
So,
I can't wait to play
yeah.
Prison Ball. And for anybody,
Yeah.
and I think Sarah has agreed to this, so we're going to get her, I think we've got her agreement. So for anybody that's
What?
looking forward to Prison Ball, guys, either by launch day, remember this game launches on July 4th. Remember how we were talking about how fireworks could be a waste of money? Here's a lot better way, a lot safer way to spend your money. Right? No.
Here's a better way to spend your money.
Here you go, guys. No, in all
Get
reality,
some burgers for the grill and then play Prison Ball.
one reason to buy Prison Ball is because Sarah has agreed to do her voice moans for getting blown. Obviously, she lives a long ways away from me, so I can't blow attack her in real life to make her moan. So I don't know how she's going to be moaning, what she's going to be doing to get the moans in the game. But she is going to be sending me recordings of her not only going ow when she gets hit with a ball, on her body, but also she's going to be giving us some kind of a very...
You already did. You already...
Well, it's coming to the game. She did do a moan, and it sounded very... I was like, when she did this moan, guys, I was like, damn, Sarah, what are you doing there? I was like, who's touching you, Sarah? What? Who's blowing you?
Nobody.
She's very good at moaning, and Sarah, not only
my God.
not only are we gonna make Sarah's moans, I feel like it's not fair to put Sarah's moans and ouches and sounds and give them to this slut named Angela in the game that I made.
Oh man.
You remember when I was designing this game and people in the chat or whatever were saying, well, what should I name her? And Angela was a vote or whatever. And then Angela,
Yeah.
Valkyrie happened to show up right after that and say, what are you doing? Why is she named after me? And I'm like, chat decided on the name. Like, I think I gave them 3 choices or something like that, and they chose Angela. But Valkyrie, Angela in this game is no relation to you. Just saying. But there is a relation to Sarah's moans.
Welcome in, Justin.
Sarah's
And
moans.
We're on a
Sarah's-
private channel, so.
Sarah's moans, Sarah's ouchies are going to be herself.
My ouchies.
Herself. Sarah is coming to Prison Ball.
I'm coming to Prison Ball, I guess.
Sarah is coming to Prison Ball with her red hair, with
Yeah.
I don't even know about this kind of stuff, Sarah. Like, are you a real thin girl? Are you more curvy? I mean, I don't even know how to say that. This is questions I gotta ask. You could tell us right here because I gotta ask. I really.
Yes, you do.
So, she's embarrassed. She's embarrassed. But Sarah, guys, seriously, in all reality, Sarah's moans, Sarah's ouches, Sarah's voice, Sarah's ha-ha when she blows somebody else and makes them freeze in an attack. Sarah is coming to Prison Ball, so if you guys didn't have a reason to go out and purchase Prison Ball on July 4th,
Oh my gosh.
now you have a reason. You can play as Sarah in Prison Ball, you can play against her, or you can see Sarah blow herself and put her against herself in the game. It's all coming to Prison Ball, guys.
Yep. He's serious too, guys.
Oh yeah, we're
He's
serious.
not joking. He's serious.
Richard says store-bought fireworks have always disappointed me. They rarely work. Like they're made really
yeah,
really
they're
cheap.
not.
Like,
They don't work at all like they're supposed to because they're shoddily made. They're just crap.
I mean, I know a lot of people say, I guess cigarettes and stuff like that. I don't want to offend anybody. A lot of people say cigarettes are a big waste of money. I don't know. At least I feel like cigarettes, people get more pleasure out of them. maybe other people, and they put other people at risk or secondhand smoke and all that garbage. But
Yeah,
at
it
least,
does.
at least the people that are smoking get some kind of pleasure or relaxation or whatever from them. I've never smoked, but
No, me either.
um,
Won't
I
touch
feel
the
like
things.
I just feel like fireworks, especially like the Class C fireworks, the cheap ones, of all of them. Well, let's just be real. All fireworks are, to me, in my opinion, the biggest waste of money you could possibly spend your money on, except maybe drugs or something. If you're buying
Now, I
meth or
like going
something.
and seeing a beautiful fireworks display.
Mhm.
In the city that I live close to,
Am I good to go, sir?
it's the largest fireworks display in our state. Um, it draws in a lot of
Can I get it
people.
done real quick?
And it's beautiful. But they don't just have, Uncle Joe from down the street setting them off either.
Mhm.
And it comes from a reputable firework company that's what they've been doing for,
Oh,
a very long time. But they have professionals that set them off, and it is beautiful to see. Um, but to do them at home, no, absolutely not. It's just too dangerous.
So we're going to let you guys, since Sarah's coming to the game, obviously we're not going to use her real last name. Um, we're not going to use a lot with her except her red hair and her authentic voice and moans.
Yeah.
Her voice is coming. Her character's coming. You can play as Sarah, my moderator. I want you guys in my stream to decide on a last name. So, for example, Angela in my game is Diaz, I believe. Andy, his last name is Sims. And Dante, his last name, I gave Vaughn. So, let's let you guys decide on a fictitious
Oh,
last
what's my
name.
character's last name?
What is
Okay.
Sarah's last name? What is a good last name that flows with Sarah? Texans. Valkyrie says when she blows someone else. Damn, Zach. Is it hard to say blow up? Well, you don't blow people up. You just freeze them. You actually give them a BJ. You're essentially giving them a BJ in this game.
No, not really.
That's true. I mean, you guess you freeze
You're
them.
blowing at them.
That's true.
You're
Yeah,
not. You're
that's true.
freezing them. You're not.
You're not actually right in front of them.
No.
That's true.
No.
I think fireworks are just dumb. If fireworks mess up, it's just a little bit. They're putting people's lives.
That's
health
very
at
true,
risk.
Tex.
That is
They
very
are.
true. Just be safe, guys. This 4th of July, please, please, please be safe with the fireworks. I can't overemphasize it enough. I know-
If you do fireworks at all,
like Sarah said,
not everybody.
don't be drinking and lighting them, please.
Please don't.
Don't be showing
And if
off
you're
for anybody.
drinking, please stay at home. I mean, don't get behind the wheel.
Hmm.
Don't put other people's lives at risk. Don't wake up in the morning in a hospital and find out that you killed a family,
Oh yeah. Could you imagine
because
living
that
with
can
a
happen,
living
and
with
you'd
the
have to
guilt?
live with that for the rest of your life because you thought, you weren't that bad and that you could drive. Just don't call an Uber, call a Lyft, do something.
Or even
Have your friends drive you.
even if you're not drinking, you're just lighting off fireworks. You're throwing sparklers up, whatever. Just having fun, just wanting to have fun, and you end up catching a neighbor's house on fire, and they can't save their 9-month-old baby before the baby burns because of something stupid you did on the 4th of July. Imagine having to live with that guilt for the rest of your life, killing a little toddler because you were stupid on the 4th of July. It's just not worth it, guys. Just please be safe on this 4th of July. Please, please, please be safe. Sarah and I can't emphasize that enough. We still don't have a last name for you, Sarah, so our chat has to
I
come up
know.
with a last name for
I
you
know.
on
I need a
Prismal.
last name. I
We-
need a
we-
last name for my character.
We need a last name for Sarah's character.
Yes. Please, please, please. And be nice, guys.
And then we also have to decide,
What was that?
we have to look at, Angela is really weak in the game to getting blown, but gives a,
Yes.
I think she's strong on her blow attack.
Yeah, it carries 1,000 swords.
What is Sarah's weakness? Like how big is her paddle going to be? That's another thing we have to decide on. How fast is she going to be?
That's true.
And then once we get all that, we have to balance it all out.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of like putting in the computer versus the computer in these games because it kind of gives you an idea of the balance. You know, if for example, if I put Dante versus Andy and Andy's winning all the time, that might tell me that hey, Dante needs to be a little bit stronger in some way.
Right.
But
That is true.
a lot of the balancing, I know that a lot of balancing and bug fixing and tweaking and stuff like that, like all my games, will come after launch. But I do just want to get it in people's hands because I don't have many beta testers. Sarah was my first one today. I'm not going to have
It
a lot
is
of
fun.
feedback. Yeah.
It really, really is. And discovered something today through that testing, which is kind of nice. You know, need a little tweak. But yeah, I mean, I was iffy about it at first. When he very first told me about how he started working on it, and I was kind of been iffy through it this whole time. But then I got to play it, and it is not so bad. I was having a fun time and laughing and enjoying myself. So
I think it's an interesting
yeah.
it's an interesting mix of Breakout and Pong. And there's not, I can honestly say this, there's not any games quite like this. I'm not just talking about the blowing and stuff like that. That's obviously a new element or unique element or whatever.
Yes.
But there's not any other games on Steam where two players can play a Breakout style game against each other. So in that way, I think my game is very unique. I'm not copying really any other games on Steam or any other games that are, that are really out there.
It's good if you can just spam fire it on someone.
Yeah, I don't think so. I've looked at games that are released, and I know you have too, and search for things like this, and there's not one quite like it. So that's a good thing. Makes it a bit unique.
Which is what I want to be.
You
I
wanna
want to be unique. Who do we have
Wanna be
still
unique
here?
and special?
I'm very special.
You are very special.
I'm giving you my limp wrist right now, Sarah.
Oh,
I'm
you are.
I'm special.
You're not that kind of special.
Oh, okay. You could go the Prince route and call her the artist formerly known as Sarah. Then you don't need to come up with a surname. Like Prince, just Sarah.
That's a good one, Valkyrie. I'm
I
just
like
a
that.
symbol. I remember when Prince went through his symbol days. That's just, yeah. Shving, he was just a symbol.
Maybe we'll have to come up with a funny name for her, since I'm definitely trying to add some humor to this game.
Well, I can't say anything because it's me, so everyone else has to decide what they think my last name should be.
Yeah, filling up an entire hymn gives about
We're waiting, guys.
What?
So while we're thinking of last names, how is everybody on this very first day of July? Yay, July 1st.
July.
I can't believe it's
1st.
already July. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Summer is going very, very fast.
He used to use a meat shield.
It is
Yeah,
going
how's-
very, very
yeah.
fast.
I hit him like twice.
How's everybody's day? How is everyone's weekend? Anything new and interesting going on in your life? We would love to hear it.
Probably the prison break.
Let's see.
Yeah.
We're still trying to think of last names for you. Sarah Stevens.
Steven.
Sarah Richardson. We got a Richard in our chat.
Nah.
Nah. Sarah
No.
Texans. Sarah South.
No.
I'm in high school, so I have to do a community service hours this summer, but I'm not
great.
complaining. I think community service hours are a good thing. Oh, you're getting ready to go to. That's awesome, Texans. Yeah, don't complain. That's really big
Yeah.
of you. I'm sure your community.
Volunteer work, community service hours are fantastic.
Something you could hold pride in.
Give back to the community, you know, really give back to others. That's, you know, truly part of what it's all about.
It should make you feel really, really good.
Yeah,
To do
you
that.
really should. And that's fantastic that your high school does that, because a lot of them don't.
Right.
So I think it's fabulous because it helps you connect with other people in your community and realize, you know, it's not all about you. You know, there's a big, huge world out there, and it's a good thing that your school does that. That's fabulous. Oh, and Valkyrie getting ready to fly to Spain in a few days.
That's exciting.
Folks. Oh, that sounds like
To
fun.
visit your parents. You got a good relationship with your parents and everything, Valkyrie?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is very exciting. How long's it been since you've seen them, if we might ask? Yeah, that's got to be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
My school requires at least 40 hours of community service hours to graduate. That is really cool. I like that idea by your school.
That's
Texas.
great.
Yeah, that's fantastic that they're trying to make people be, what's the word, less selfish? Less
More involved.
More involved, yeah.
Yeah. More involved in what's
In the
around
community.
you.
Yep. Helping
a
the
good
community
thing.
out. That's awesome. I like that idea.
It's fabulous.
I wish they did that here, to be honest.
Yeah. It would be nice. I think it would help greatly.
I think that
You know, it help people stay centered more.
I think people should kind of do that on their own rather than being forced to do it as well. You know,
True.
they live there for 8 months of the year. Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Oh, okay.
So it hasn't been too long since you've seen them. It hasn't been like 3 years or anything since you've seen them.
Oh, okay.
That'll still be good to see them though. Yeah.
I can understand that, Valkyrie. I have some family that goes for, well, not quite half the year, but close. They go to warmer climate, so
Mm-hmm.
to get away from the snow and stuff. So yeah, I understand.
We still don't have any last names for Sarah, huh?
Oh, that's okay.
7
We'll come
people.
up with something. We'll just put some names in a hat. Pick one out.
I see them. Do you have any suggestions yourself, Sarah, that you would like for a last name?
We'll see. Yeah. But see, the only thing is that it's my character, so I don't think it would be proper for me to suggest a last name. I think that should be up to the
You know what?
subscribers, the viewers.
I think so too. But if they don't, I got an idea, guys. We'll see if you
Oh,
guys.
and for anyone who's watching this later too, if you have a suggestion, then and please be nice.
Yep. Be nice.
Put it in the comments.
One of my favorite movies, Sarah, and this came up with me, and obviously you are a fantastic friend. So one thing that I have
Thank
is,
you.
if we look here at the Lonesome
Lonesome
Dove cast,
Oh, I know.
You've
I know
seen
that's
this movie,
your
right?
favorite movie.
it is my favorite movie. One of my
I
favorite
know it
characters
is.
is
Well, TV series.
Robert Duvall.
I know.
So what if we name her
it
Sarah,
is.
either Sarah Duvall, or the character's name, the character's last name in the movie was Augustus McCrae. You guys like Duvall better for Sarah or McCrae? Which one do you prefer, Sarah? McCrae or Duvall?
Again, I'm not going to say.
You're not gonna say
That
huh?
is entirely up to those that are watching.
Speaking of life, guys, and movies and stuff like that, have you watched this movie yet, Sarah? I think you haven't, right? You haven't ever seen it.
No, I haven't yet. Remember, because it's TV series.
Yeah, but it's a TV
And
series
I
from
didn't
back
get
in
the
the late
chance
80s.
to see it, and I looked it up and I couldn't find it. So I was looking
Fantastic.
up like on Netflix and stuff, and I couldn't find it. I know you.
Look
know
at the
it.
cast, guys.
I know. Oh, Angelica Houston. Oh, love
Diane
her.
Lane, Tommy Lee Jones,
Yes.
Chris Cooper, Danny Glover, Timothy Scott, Robert Urich. Who else do we have here? Forrest Frederick. A lot of people know him.
Gosh, there were a lot of people in it.
Steve
A lot of
Buscemi.
people have part. Oh, Steve Buscemi.
Yep.
Tons of people.
There's a lot of big names in it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Angelica Houston did a amazing job. So did Danny Glover. Everybody here in this movie or in this miniseries just did. I don't know about you guys, but Robert Duvall. It isn't just because of Lonesome Dove. I mean, Lonesome Dove's a big part of it. But I swear, when Robert Duvall dies, he's like my favorite actor. I mean, I'm really fond of other actors like Morgan Freeman. I love Denzel Washington.
Oh, yeah.
I love Clint Eastwood. But I swear to God, when Robert Duvall passes, and he's up there in age. He's in his late 80s now, I think. And when he passes, when he leaves this earth, I swear to God, I'm going to cry. I love that dude.
I know you're going to cry.
I'm going to cry when Robert
You
Duvall
will.
dies. I will, because I love that dude. He is such a fine actor. He is my favorite actor, and it's going to be a sad fucking day. I almost cried when George Carlin, my favorite comedian, died.
Oh, yes. A lot of people did.
Yeah. Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor is
Sarah Connor, like from the Terminator.
the Terminator. That's what I was saying. Yep, that reminds me of the Terminator.
She's kick-ass.
She is kick-ass. You know, I don't know. I don't think that could get a. I wonder if that could get a. I don't think anybody's going to sue an indie game developer, and it is a pretty common last name.
I seriously don't think so, because, you know, are they going to sue every single person that was ever born that had the name
Sarah
of Connor and first name of Sarah?
True.
No. It's not like it's unique. You can't trademark a name like that.
True. I'm to be safe, just to be so people can't say, "Oh, you're just naming her after the Terminator" or whatever. I could also go Connors too or something. It'd be very similar.
Mm-hmm.
I like it though, Valkyrie. That's a good suggestion.
Yeah, very much so.
You like that name, Sarah? Sarah Connors.
I do.
Like that?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's find out. Yeah, I'll go. I'm not scared of going with Sarah Connor. What we're gonna do? I think Valkyrie. Valkyrie was the first one to suggest it. So let's go with it. Let's go with. Common last names in America. And let's find out if Connor or Connors is more popular. If we can find it. Top 1,000. Let's go Control F. It's probably going to be Connor, actually. Search. Is it
C-O-N-N-O.
O-R? Yeah.
Hello, Madden. Welcome to the stream.
Nope, that's... not
Yeah,
the same.
Smith is a very common last name, Tex. You're very right.
Well, we have all the way up to the top 50,000. So I'm going to guess Connor is more popular than Connors. We'll use whichever one's more popular if we can find it, if we can find out. Who knows? I have no idea if Connor would be more popular than Connors.
I don't know.
It's a good question. What do you guys think? If we can find out. Control F?
I mean, I don't see there being a problem.
No, I'm not scared of O'Connor. Okay, let's go 1 of 1 match. Let's just go Google. Connors. There we go. It's amazing what you can ask on Google. No, this don't give us an answer though.
Yeah, Madden, I don't have a common last name. Hi, Eric. Welcome in. What's going
Welcome,
on
Eric.
right now? We were talking about some changes that are going to be made to the channel. We're also talking about fireworks safety recently. And now, due to myself becoming a character in the new Prison Ball game, we are coming up with a last name for me.
What do you guys like? We'll take a vote right now. Sarah Connor, Connor, or Sarah Connors. Sarah is going to be in my prison ball game coming up on launch day on July 4th. I expect it to launch on July 4th.
Sniffle farts.
There is a
Eric.
there is a small chance
Eric
that
came up with a last name.
no, Eric, come on. Wait a minute though. I did say that I wanted a name that was humorous.
You
Connor
wanted
is
something
not-
different?
Sarah McSnifflefarts.
Please no.
I'm getting really angry because these stupid people keep lighting fireworks. Oh no, we were just talking about how we need to be safe with
Yeah, we were
fireworks.
just talking about firework safety.
How many people have been annoyed or woken up or really annoyed on 4th of July
Oh
or
my
maybe
gosh.
before or after when you're hearing fireworks
I've
shooting off
Bingo
at 3
here.
a.m.? You got to get up early, you got to go to work or whatever,
Yeah.
and you're hearing fireworks explode at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure that's happened to many, many of us.
Oh gosh, I hope it does. It happens every year.
Mm,
You know, all around the country, and I know it's gonna happen, and it's frustrating for those of us who have to be up early
right.
and at work the next day because not everybody has the day off after. You know, the day after off is what I meant to say.
Right.
You know, some of us do have to work. So 3 a.m. and 2 a.m. fireworks are not appreciated.
I'm
all.
actually happy that I'm off the 4th of July because I can imagine working
Me
at
too.
home
Excited.
and these people would be lighting off fireworks at 9, 10 o'clock. Loud fireworks. Our neighbors do it every year. They light off the illegal fireworks and they're really, really loud. So I can only imagine trying to take calls with that going off outside.
Yeah. And it's not, I mean, where I am, it's not necessarily close because most of the people around here don't set off the fireworks, but they do go to one of the parks just right down the street and set them off. And yeah, I mean, you can still hear it here. And yeah, that does get rather frustrating. I understand celebrating and what we're celebrating, but come on.
Now, Sarah, I want you to...
3 in the morning, your butt should be in bed. It should not be still setting off fireworks. Oh my gosh, we're doing this right now.
Sarah, no, we're not drawing you right now. I'm just bringing this...
No, we're not going to do this right now.
I'm bringing this up because I want you to understand that when you come to the game,
What?
my artistic skills are not amazing. So you got to promise me that you're not going to be super
I'm
offended
not going to get upset. I'm not going to
If-
get offended.
if you don't look as lovely as I'm sure you look in real life in my game. I'll do my best though. I'll do my best. You've woken up over 5 times and you're done with it. Aaron's like just like, oh, this isn't Sarah.
No,
This is
no, you don't know what
That's
I
Angela.
look like at all, silly. Yeah, that's Angela. That's not Sarah.
yeah.
That's not me.
Is your hair going to be longer or shorter in the game?
Make it like my real hair.
Make it red
Just make it just like my real hair is.
to make it just like your real hair. Oh
Mhm.
man, this is going to be a tough. I'm imagining right now like how women go to the hair parlor and get their hair cut or get their hair colored or whatever, and they're never happy. This is going to be, yeah, I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to do justice for Sarah. This is scary. All right. But Sarah's not in the game yet, guys. Sarah will be the 4th character to come
No.
to Prison Ball.
No.
Hopefully I can get her out in time. Hopefully I got to work the next 3 days. So, yeah, I'll probably work on her tonight after work.
Yay!
It'll take a couple hours to draw her out, I'm sure. Yep. Because I got to do the animations for her getting down and giving a blow attack and getting stunned, getting frozen in a sheet of ice.
Yep.
Yep. How big's your
That's
paddle going to be, Sarah?
I don't know. Not for sure.
I think we should make Sarah. Let's just ask Sarah right now, guys.
What?
We're gonna ask you right on live stream right here, and this is gonna embarrass the hell out of her. But this is an important
no.
question. This is an important question
No.
because part of the
No.
game is your blow attack and how good you are at it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, Sarah,
Am I even gonna? I don't know if I'm gonna comment.
on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say your blow attack should be?
I'm not commenting.
Well, I have no way of knowing. I mean, so we got to ask.
I know.
We got to ask you, since this character is going to be based on you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good
I'll
would you
think about it.
how good would you think your bow attack should be? Because I'm thinking we'll make you have a medium speed. You know, somewhere maybe a little faster, or a little bit slower than Angela, somewhere around Angela's speed, because she's a medium speed. She's between Dante and Andy. But what if we give you, because you don't have a big paddle in real life, do you? So I'm thinking
What?
we give you a really teeny paddle, but
I
a
don't
strong.
have a paddle at all.
Exactly. So maybe Sarah's going to be really special. Maybe she's going to have, I don't know. She's going to catch the balls with her hand or something like that and toss them back or something and have a really strong. It's going to be hard to hit the paddle with her or something. I don't know, but she'll have a. She's going to be different in some way than these other three. She's gonna be special in some way, but we're going to have to balance her out so she's not OP. Yeah, you can't be OP, Sarah. Just because you're my friend and my moderator, we can't make you OP.
Oh, okay.
Eric's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how awesome is my profile pic? It's hard to see, man.
I don't know. I can't really tell what your profile pic is, Eric.
I'm about to
sorry.
kill the people doing fireworks. Oh, man. Calm down, hon.
Yeah,
Aw,
it's
Eric's
just-
crying.
Breathe. Why are you crying, Eric? Because we can't see your profile picture? Is it giraffes? Oh. No, it couldn't tell.
It's 2 giraffes doing it. It's 2 giraffes getting it on.
I see.
Nice.
Okay.
So, Sarah, what do you think about coming to Prison Ball?
Well, I don't mind. As long as you do my character justice.
As long as I do your character justice, huh?
Yes. As long as you do my character justice and don't
Oh, he's crying
make
because...
her look like a hulking
Yeah.
freak or something.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not nice. Give his picture a 2. That's just brutal. Yeah,
Oh, I thought she was typing 2 for something else.
Yeah, I thought she was too. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We have 8 people here watching now. We've
Yeah.
talked about changes
Welcome.
coming to the channel. Basically, to go over it really briefly, no more miss videos, guys. Misses will not be something I seek out, basically, on Steam. If I see a crappy game, and I know it's a crappy game, like most of the miss videos I've done, I knew going in that it was going to be a shit game, or I had a good idea that it was going to be a shit game, or I had a good idea it was going to be an asset flip before I even bought it and reviewed it. No more am I going to give these scumbags that attention. They're not worth my time. They're not worth your time. Instead, I'm going to put more focus on stuff like we're doing today, and stuff like giving real developers that deserve the attention we think they deserve.
Okay, Madden, take care. Try and get some sleep since the fireworks have been bugging you.
Yeah.
Have a good day, kiddo.
Yeah, true, Valkyrie. Could opt to just... It's better to remain silent than to... if you don't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, they say. Yeah.
Yep,
That's it.
that's what Thumper said.
That
From
is
Bambi. That's what
Yep.
Thumper's mama said.
very wise words.
Yeah, and you know, you learn that as you age, and you know, Madden is rather young. So you learn that as you get older. Sometimes you just don't say anything. Just let it go.
All right, Sarah. So
Yes.
this may be a question that I want you to think really hard, because
Oh.
I'm going to be making a new trailer for Prison Ball before launch day, or release when you
Yes.
come out to. So,
Right.
as my moderator, Sarah, I got
Yes.
2 questions I need to ask you.
Okay.
Your persona is going to be put into Prison Ball, as you've agreed
Correct.
to, as we've agreed. As my
Yes.
moderator and my longtime friend, I need to ask you,
Mhm.
how do you
What?
feel about 3 things? Because you have 3 other characters. I want to know how you feel about... Guys, don't laugh. We're asking Sarah important questions that we all need to know. For the
Yes,
upcoming
Eric, we
Prison Ball
should be
game.
doing a Hurt World stream soon.
Yes, we're thinking about it. We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
Because I made out with a lot
Oh yeah,
of
we've already got our plans in place what we're gonna do, so it's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah.
So the questions for Prison Ball.
Yes,
This
you
is
know I'm
important
gonna be
questions.
honest.
And
You've known me
you
for
have
a
to be
very long
honest,
time.
and you have to answer,
You know
and you
I'm
can't
gonna
just
be honest.
laugh, and you can't get mad at me, because these are important
not gonna
questions
get
that
mad
not
at
only
you.
do I want to know, but questions that I'm sure other people that are going to buy Prison Ball or looking to buy Prison Ball need to know. So you're going to be in the game,
Okay. Yes.
and at times you are going to be you're going to hear that same sound effect. Let's play that sound effect if I can find it here, guys, real quick, because.
Oh no, you haven't edited it.
No, I haven't. You don't worry. We're not giving away Sarah's moans and her sounds. I don't have those in the game yet.
No, don't play them yet.
No, I don't have those in the game yet. I haven't even cut those
Okay.
out yet. But
That's true. It's because you haven't edited yet, and I'm probably laughing at them.
no. We have. Okay,
Yes.
it's this sound right here. This is Dante getting frozen. That last sound effect, the ice going over. So we're going to be hearing Sarah's real moan. And I gotta say, guys, all I can tell you about her moan is that it shocked me, because I was wanting to know, Sarah, what are you doing to yourself there? How are you moaning like that? You guys are gonna hear her moan when you buy Prison Ball. Launches this Thursday,
Have you
hopefully.
ever watched When Harry Met Sally? Have you ever watched the cafe scene?
I was like, Sarah, just give us a funny, fake moan that sounds halfway genuine, but it'll make people laugh.
Uh-huh.
And Sarah just started going off like a moan, and I was like, what the hell is going on over there? It's that good. So you guys will hear her moan in the game when she gets hit by a blow attack from the other characters in the game. So Sarah, when you're playing Prison Ball and you're seeing these other characters blow attack you, you're getting blown by Andy, a really fast, really small paddled man. Remember, he has a small paddle. He's really fast. You get blown by this guy. How is that going to make you feel?
It's not going to make me feel anything because it's just a game.
Okay, that's fair enough.
It's just a game. It's just pixels. It's not going to make me feel anything.
But if it was a real character, if it was a real person,
But it's not.
it's not. She's a good answer. She's really good, guys. Look at her. I mean,
What? I'm serious. It's characters created by you, and people are just playing that character. It's not. It's
you're no
not
fun.
real. Why
You're
would
no,
I be?
you're no fun. I really wanted to get a reaction
I
out
told
of
you
you.
I'd give my honest opinion, and you know I would.
Okay,
too.
so now I want you to imagine
Yes.
Angela as a real person getting on her knees and giving you a blow attack.
Again, it's not. It's just a
I
game.
just can't
Not-
I can't get a reation out of this girl. She's just too
I
good.
can't. You can't. I
was,
know.
I was wanting to get you all riled up. Damn it.
No, you know that's not gonna rile me up. You know me well enough by now.
Oh. Oh boy. Yeah,
No,
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie, this has never been a PG
It hasn't.
stream.
Yeah,
You're
we've
right.
we've never had a PG stream. Yeah.
Nope. We've tried, but it just always kind of goes away. So yeah,
I blame it on you. Of course, it was.
me,
Yeah, you.
me. Oh, okay. Now we're blaming me. Okay.
Why not? I mean, even though you weren't around 3 years ago, and my streams were still,
I wasn't streaming with
way
you
over rated R
years
back then.
ago.
Exactly. But I still blame you.
Oh, okay.
Too many innuendos from the streamer. Yeah, see? Sarah's streaming with me right now, so I blame her.
See, he keeps.
What?
It is not me.
I'm
not the one who created the prison ball game.
Oh, Sarah, let's get the story right. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. So my idea, guys, when I was thinking of a new game after Poggers came out, we all know how Poggers came about. I wanted to play Old School Frogger, looked on Steam for some classic game like Frogger, was shocked that there was no indie game much like classic Frogger that we grew up with. And I was like, you know what? We have to make a Frogger game because I want to play Frogger. I can't find it on Steam.
Yes, I know.
This needs to be made. And Sarah and I worked on it together.
Talking about it.
I even asked Sarah, I was like, I couldn't think of anything. I was sitting there thinking grasshopper. I knew I didn't want to do a frog.
We were thinking about grasshoppers and crickets at the start.
We were thinking
Yeah,
about
they hop.
what hops but doesn't that's not a frog. And I'm sitting here thinking grasshoppers, and I couldn't think of what was right in front of me. And then Sarah came up with, what about a bunny? I'm like, oh, duh.
Bunny.
Yep. So I'm not talking about Sarah, Valkyrie says.
Thank
Well,
you, Valkyrie.
listen to my story here. So after Poggers came out, we were looking at my next game. And
See how he tries and blames me for this.
well, what I was wanting to do is I was saying, I think that we should make a game about a little Christian girl that's on her way to church because her parents have slept in, and this little Christian girl has an adventure on the way to church, and your goal is to get her from her home to church
When
without
did we talk about this?
without getting into a mud puddle or without getting picked up by a pedo driving down the road, or without getting into basically all kinds of trouble. And I wanted to make a good children's game to teach children safety. And Sarah's like, oh, no, that would be boring as hell, Zax. And
you have this conversation in your own head?
No, we had this conversation, Sarah. And you told me, I think you should make a game about... She's like, I think that prisoners... Sarah told me, I think you should make a game about prisoners. And she said, I bet you prisoners are extremely sexually frustrated. And that guys probably get down on their knees and blow each other in prison just to get relief of their...
I did not...
And she's like, I think you should make a game about balls and blowjobs in prison.
No.
And I'm like, are you sure, Sarah? Are you sure you wouldn't rather do the Christian girl going to church game? And she's like, oh, no, Zax, you have to change things up. You can't keep doing, asteroid games. You can't keep doing games about bunny rabbits.
I cannot believe you.
She's like, you have to do a really naughty game.
No one is buying this story. Because that's a load of bullpucky. Because even last summer, you were talking about prison ball. Don't get me started. You were talking about this even, like I said, last summer you were talking about doing prison ball. It was nothing.
Valkyrie says, wow, Zax, that does not sound like Sarah at all. That's all your twisted brain.
That's exactly right. It's
Valkyrie,
a conversation he had in his own head.
I can't believe
I
you are
was
turning...
not a part of that conversation.
I can't believe you are twisting this around on me, Sarah. And I can't believe you, Valkyrie, for turning your back on me after being my moderator for so many years.
I cannot believe that you would make me sound like that kind of person. You are such a butt.
Valkyrie said before that, well, it makes more sense with a bunny. In the original Frogger game, the frog dies when it jumps into the water. I mean, how much sense does that make? It's a frog. That's true.
It's a frog. Exactly.
Poggers.
How is a frog gonna die in the water? It's a frog.
But guys,
Poggers dies. And it makes me
Poggers
really
does
sad.
die. Poggers has to die. There has to be a challenge. But guys, I think I added elements to Poggers. Have you played Poggers yet, Valkyrie? I think I added elements to Poggers that make it even more fun than Old School Frogger, with the ability to kick the hell out of the ninja snakes. Seriously, guys, it was so much fun that everybody that played Poggers when I was developing the game, when I first had it, you could basically just stay around and collect carrots. The carrots would spawn randomly all over, and people would just stay down, myself included. We would just stay down at the bottom, kicking the snake's butt until all the snakes were gone, and we wouldn't even try to get the frog across the logs up into the caves, because kicking the snake's butt was so much damn fun. So I had to.
And poor Honeyboo never got saved.
Yeah, Honeyboo never got saved. I had to change the game.
Butts.
I had to force people to go up and get the frogs in the cave, and I rewarded you with a carrot by getting a bunny up in the cave. Otherwise, people just wanted to stay down, and that's an element of Poggers that was never in Frogger, and it's a lot of fun. And sadly, guys, after putting all that work into Poggers, coming up with, I believe, a whole unique twist on Frogger and recreating a classic retro game for the computer today in widescreen, a cute, adorable little game, I think. Sadly, guys, by a long shot, Poggers is my worst selling game on Steam, it is selling at about 1/10 the rate that even Fancy VEER has sold out. The number of people that have Poggers wish listed is 1/10 of the number of people that have Laserball, Rock and Roll, and Fancy VEER wish listed. Poggers has done extremely poor, much poorer
And that's
than.
a shame because it is fun.
It's
I
sad to
think
me.
it's fun, but then again, I'm a bit biased because
She helped me make
Bun
the
Bun.
game.
So
Yeah. Bun Poggers,
yeah,
and
so many hours.
she sat there and helped me
Sitting there
develop it
with
and watched
the
me code it and
game.
gave me ideas, and
Mhm.
Sarah was a big help in that game. And Sarah's voice is also in
I am
Poggers
in
as
the
well.
game.
Yep,
Yeah.
she plays the voice for
I'm Honeyboo.
Honeyboo. Yes.
Mhm.
She says, "Take me home, honey." When like you collect Honeyboo, the female rabbit, the pink rabbit on the log, she says, "Take me home, Bun Bun." Yeah, she says, "Take me home, Bun Bun." I haven't played it a lot. You can see my Steam page and how much time I've spent on it. Yeah. Oh, Valkyrie even says she talked to me about it. Poggers is fun. Yeah, I'm really surprised it's done as poorly as it has so far. That really shocked me.
Well.
I really thought. I think the big reason that, I mean, one reason I thought it would do better is just because of the whole PogChamp thing and the Poggers popularity. I thought naming my game Bun Bun Poggers would kind of get some interest from all the Poggers and PogChamp and all that. But more than that, Frogger is a classic retro game, and there really is nothing like old school Frogger on Steam until I developed Poggers. And I think it's sad to me that so many people are so into new 3D games and could care less about 2D games no matter what they are. It's like, nobody, I feel like nobody goes back and plays Pac-Man anymore, or Q*bert, or none of the classic, games that we all grew up with. And a lot of those games are really fun. They really are. New generation, I guess,
Yeah, it's a generation thing, I think. Our generation enjoys it, but that's how we grew up with those games, you know? Like I said before, we grew up with the invention of Atari and all of those, and, the Commodore and all. But, kids nowadays have always had the fanciest graphics and all that. So to them, it's not fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't speak to them like it does us. Yeah.
Most people that grew up with those kind of games don't play video games anymore. That's a good point, Valkyrie. I mean, the same thing goes with like
we
rock
do.
and roll. The same thing goes with like rock and roll and stuff like that too.
We do play those games. That's just it. I mean, I still play video games.
I think a lot of the people that still play video games and stuff like that, much like when I met you, though, Sarah, like you didn't really have any Steam games. You didn't really know a lot about Steam. I feel like most of the people that played those kind of games probably don't have Steam accounts. They just remember those games fondly, and they probably don't, like Valkyrie said, they don't play video games anymore. They don't even know what Steam is, or if they do, they've grown up into the more modern era of 3D games and stuff. Yeah, Sarah, I said most, not everyone.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of a shame, though. There are ways to get those kind of old games back. There are ways to play the old NES games and Segas and all of those. You can get devices that play those kind of games, and some people just don't know about it.
Mm-hmm. True.
But there are ways to.
But I feel like we looked at some requests coming in, because much like where a lot of the keys I get, guys, a lot of the keys that I get for free, a lot of the games that I get for free on Keymailer as a streamer myself, are given to me by developers who are looking for a little bit of exposure on YouTube, testing as well, feedback, that kind of thing. And that's why I get so many free games from Keymailer. I also have, as a developer, I also have a developer account on Keymailer as well. And so people can go in and request any game they want. And I've gotten a number of requests already for the game by streamers. And I would like to say, as if you look at the raw numbers, We don't have anybody big that's known in America yet, but I have a Romanian streamer who's requested Prison Ball with over 1 million subscribers, and the guy is putting up like 10 videos or more a day. And we also have a YouTube streamer out of Germany, and they have, I think, 350,000 subscribers. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of exposure with Prison Ball, and maybe Prison Ball will do a little bit better than all my other games have done. So we can hope. We can hope. I mean, I think I got to be honest. I think that, you know, obviously anybody's dream is to do something they enjoy, whether it be playing video games as a YouTube streamer and making enough money to, you know, pay the rent, pay the bills, doing what they love. It's everybody's dream. So obviously it would be a dream come true for me to be able to do something like developing games and be able to afford to, you know, raise my son, keep a roof over our head, and to do something that I really enjoy. I think that's all anybody wants to do. So I can hope. I can hope. So how's everybody else doing out there? How is everybody else doing out there? Who's excited for something coming up? Whether it be July 4th, whether it be... I know Valkyrie is excited. I think she's excited to go see her parents soon. That'll be fun. Should be good times. I think that you can't spend enough time with your family. Family's important. As Sarah knows full well.
Yep.
Don't you, Sarah? And I need to be
Yeah,
really careful.
I myself have a few big things coming up, so I'm pretty excited about.
Oh, yes. We know about one of those. And,
Yeah.
that is, of course, getting blown.
Oh my God.
In prison.
No!
Oh, that wasn't one of them?
Has nothing to do with it.
I thought you were excited to get blown by Dante in Prison Ball. Damn it. Valkyrie says I grew up with the adventure games, so I'd be in playing that. Sarah, not Sarah, but Valkyrie. One of my plans, I was telling Sarah not too long ago that I believe that I can make a good game with a graphic style. I don't think that it's going to take breathtaking graphics to make not necessarily an award-winning game, but a game that's going to demand a lot. It's just going to demand a lot more of my time and a lot more investment and work by me, but I think it may pay off. So I know that one game that I want to put out, that I've been wanting to put out for a long time, is a remake of my Lemonade selling game. I've been wanting to put that out, so that's probably going to be one of the next games I work on is Lemonade for Steam. I think that'll be a fun game. It'll be a completely different type of game than anything I've done yet. It'll be more of the strategy, trying to earn money, trying to buy your supplies, not overstocking. It'll have, it'll have dealing with, situations that may arise, like thugs and punks, and you can even, basically the game's going to start off, you're going to be a little girl or a little guy, a little boy, I haven't decided yet. Mother has died in the game, some way or form. It's going to be a sad, grim story, so it's going to have a story element to it. And your father is going to be having his life threatened because he's gotten mixed up in, gambling debts and stuff like that with the mafia. So, debts with the mafia that he's going to have to repay, and you are going to have the ability to save your father by earning so much money to pay off his debts by selling lemonade. And there's going to be some crazy drama, or crazy story, I guess, element behind it. But you're going to try to sell lemonade to pay off your father's debt so you can save his life in the game. And you're going to have the ability not only sell lemonade, but you're also going to have, situations that are going to come up where you can deal with the head, of the mafia and gamble with him and do everything else. So it's going to be crazy.
quite an involved storyline.
Yep. So it's all
You're
all
still
good.
gonna go with that one?
I don't know yet. I mean, that's kind of the idea. I
Yeah.
know that I've made a couple Lemonade games in the past, and I know my son and his friends and stuff like that really like the idea. I also made Lemonade guys, and this is where this really comes from. And I know it was a long time ago, but when I was in the Navy, I
Mhm.
was a rebel, if you would say. So we were out at sea for this is during the Kosovo crisis. We were out at sea for a long time. Like I think it was we were out there
Oh
for nine
gosh,
months,
yeah.
9 month deployment during the Kosovo crisis, and we weren't allowed to get mail because of the the we couldn't they didn't want to take any risk on us giving out any kind of information that could be leaked and that kind of thing. So we weren't allowed to get mail. We weren't allowed to send out emails or anything. So and it got really really boring when I was a sonar tech. So we did a sonar watch every third night or whatever. I'd end up having to do like either a midnight to 4 a.m. watch or like a 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. watch or whatever up there. And there would always be just me and a couple other guys up there, a couple other sailors. And remember, guys, I was probably 25 years old at this time, and I knew a little bit about coding. And we had a work computer up there. It was an old ancient computer, and I didn't know anything about. I mean, I didn't have the internet out sea, but I found I was like, you know what? I was messing around the computer. It had no games on it or anything like that. We weren't allowed to install any games on it or whatever. But I found a program on this computer called QBasic. It is an old basic programming language I knew nothing about, but I had some experience with BASIC from my Commodore 64 growing up. I really never programmed anything, but I typed in a lot of old games on the Commodore 64. And so I kind of had that knowledge of basic idea of how BASIC worked. And this is a completely different
Mhm.
BASIC, but I basically learned how to write a lemonade selling game, and I did it on watch, and I stored it in a safe place on the computer where only like the where basically the our master chief or whatever wouldn't find it out or whatever, and all the blue shirts, all the in the Navy, we all knew about it, and everybody. Obviously, it was the only game they had up there in that sonar room. Now, I had a PlayStation 1, I think, up in our sonar equipment room that we could play, when we were off hours, we were on watch or whatever. But while we were on watch, it was really boring. And so I spent my watch over like 2 weeks or whatever, every 4 hours or whatever, I'd spend it programming my own Lemonade game on that computer. We're talking late 90s here. And a couple of the other sailors like, Zach, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, just shut up and don't tell anybody that I'm doing this, whatever. And I made the basic game of buying these different or lemons and sugar and ice and stuff like that, and try to sell it for profit. You had so many weeks before the end of the summer to try to make as much profit as you could. And everybody started playing it. And then, like even when I was sleeping or whatever, other sailors would load up that game. They knew how to load it, and they'd tell me when I woke up in the morning, Zach, I made $485 or something like that. Oh, wow, or whatever. So everybody was competing to try to have the highest total by the end of the summer. Everybody enjoyed the shit out of it, and then other sailors started giving me ideas about how to make it more fun. And by the end of the deployment or whatever, that Lemonade game turned into a whole lot more. It had the mafia. It had guns that you could buy. It had weapons that you could buy to protect yourself. I mean, it was all text. I mean, there was no graphics at
Yeah.
all. It was all text and rolling dice and numbers and stuff like that. But man, everybody gave me ideas. Everybody told me, you should do this, you should do this, and pretty much it just turned into a crazy game. It had the mafia involved and stuff like that. And that's why I think when my Lemonade game comes out, if I add a lot of those elements into it with kind of simplistic graphics like I'm drawing in Prison Balls, like that, give it some kind of graphical look, I think it could be a lot of fun. It'd definitely be a lot different than the games you've seen me come up with so far.
Mhm.
Valkyrie says, those pixelated short sequences in the Five Nights at Freddy's series. That is how my childhood games looked. Yeah, so one thing I'm thinking about making, guys, is I love role-playing games. So I've already started work on I don't have a name for it yet, but I've already started some work on a role-playing game. And my idea is to have more than 1,000 map locations, basically 1,000 screens that'll include dungeons, towns,
Mm-hmm.
open world. So you will basically be able to spend hours moving a character. Probably it'll all be again hand drawn art, but you'll be able to come across. And I really want to make a unique RPG. I don't want to be using the same giant spiders and stuff we see in all these RPGs. I want to make completely unique creatures and
Yeah.
monsters, something people have never seen before. And I want to make this vast open world single player RPG with deep, meaningful quests and a storyline where you have choices between saving your sister or saving your best friend, saving the girl you meet during the game that you fall in love with. Maybe you don't fall in love with her, give you choices. Maybe you choose to save her or you choose to save, whatever. But I want the game to have a million different ways that it could go based on how you play, and no two games will be the same for anybody. And it will have simple graphics, but I wanted to have something I can give it, and that's a deep storyline, a deep plot, and unique enemies that we've never seen. So when you come up and you see a squisher, for example, maybe some kind of a slime tentacle mess, and you see a squisher, you don't know if it's how strong it is. You don't know what it's going to do. You don't know what kind of powers it has. Because let's admit, when we play an RPG now, if we've played a lot of RPGs, we know that a fucking troll is going to be strong but dumb. Because we've played a million RPGs with trolls.
Mm-hmm.
We know that if we come across a lich, that it's going to be magical, really
Yeah.
strong. We know that if we come across a spider, that it's probably going to be pretty weak unless it's a giant spider, or maybe if it has a vibrant red color or whatever, hey, then it might be more dangerous. So I don't want to use all the common monsters we've seen in a million. I want every character, every creature in my game to be something completely new. And I have a good imagination. So I could come up with
Oh,
a.
bye, Valkyrie.
Yeah,
Take
bye, Valkyrie.
care. See
Um,
ya.
but I do have an idea to create a big open world RPG with a lot of different stories, probably one main story, one main purpose, one main goal. But I want it to go completely different based on the choices and the where you go and how you go about it, and to make a game with that and make it so it's not buggy, make sure that there's not bugs and problems with it, make sure that everything works with that much depth is going to take time. But I think
Yes.
that a game like that would be something that, even with the style of graphics that I could make, I feel like that is a game that even today people will be interested in purchasing. Um, and I feel like that's where I need to go next. I don't want to move into 3D games. I don't want to move into trying to, because I know that I can't create the assets and I'm not going to buy assets. I'm not going to become an asset flipper. Not necessarily an asset flipper, but I don't want to be asset reliant, is a term that I've, used in a lot of my recent videos, where I feel like developers are way too asset reliant and not reliant enough on their own imagination, their own code, and their own skills. They just buy these assets, they mash them together. Um, so look for development to continue on a huge game by me, and I'm talking about a game that'll be priced at $15 or more, because there's going to be probably.
It will be a very in-depth game, though.
Yeah, I mean, we're
And a
talking. I
lot
have I
of
have 500
a lot
hours
of
in.
story to it.
Yeah, I have at least 500 hours in rock and roll. So we're probably talking about a
Yeah,
game that's going to take thousands of hours to develop.
it's going to take a long time,
Yeah, but I feel like
but
that's where I need to go
I think it'd
next.
be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm.
So look for that, and more about that, because that is one of my goals. Again, Lemma Maze is going to be a game that's going to come out. I want to put it out. I want to get it out by the end of this year, but we'll see how it goes, and then look for development to really um, heat up with
And it'll
my
take
RPG.
time,
Hmm.
like you said, because that's RPG games and choice-based games like that can take a lot of time to
Hmm.
get all the coding and everything right, to get your story the way you like it, and all of that. But it'll so be worth it.
I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm
Be a
going
lot of
to
fun.
I think I'm going to get a quick demonstration of the type of game that I want to make. I'm going to create a real small version to see what kind of response it gets from people and show people kind of what I'm
A
looking
little
at doing.
demo.
Yeah, a little demo of kind of what I'm looking at or what I'm trying to create and give people a
Good
taste
idea.
of kind of how it's going to go.
Yeah.
I know that myself, I've always preferred more action oriented, just like my games that you see, they're more action oriented. So it's not, I know a lot of people prefer like turn based RPGs. It's not going to be turn based because I've never really enjoyed turn based nearly as much as action RPGs.
Oh, yeah, I'm not. I'm the same way.
Yeah, I much prefer a
Yeah,
game more like
not so
Diablo.
much turn-based.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I want there to be crafting. I want you to be able to craft your own weapons and you know sell goods and sell things and buy things and you know I want it to be deep. I know a lot of people are probably hearing this and you know or hear this video and they'll be like, Zax, why don't you just make an online? No, I'm not going to try to make some bigger game. I mean, what I'm trying to do with a single player RPG would be enough of a challenge. I'm not going to be trying to make some online, massively multiplayer online game. I'll let the AAA artists do that, and I'll give, you know, I'll give people basically my own take on more of an RPG than like Stardew Valley. But think Stardew Valley, you know, more like Stardew Valley, just bigger,
Mm-hmm.
just bigger than Stardew Valley, much bigger, and
Right.
that's kind of my goal. Um, and Stardew Valley has done really really well. I think that you know people,
Mm-hmm.
I think people will accept 2D graphics and stuff like that as long as it's got substance and a lot of content.
Right.
So we'll find out. But that
Yeah.
I would love to make a game like that because I've always loved good RPGs.
Me too.
They, you know, something that can suck up, you know, hundreds of hours. You know, and that has a
Mm-hmm.
replayability where you go, well, if I go and if I play again
Exactly.
and I roll my character different and I make a wizard instead of a warrior, you know,
It's gonna be a whole different thing.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, it'll be a whole different experience for every single kind of character that you want to do. And then that character's choices, you know, if I do this, it's gonna go this way. If I do that, all of a sudden it's gonna go that way. There's a lot to that.
mm-hmm. I know one thing
So
about.
yeah.
So it sounds like you've played RPGs like this as well, Sarah.
I've played many. Yes.
So So I know that one thing I've always hated about some RPGs, for example, is I hate when, especially in this field, I feel like this has started in the last 10 or 15 years. RPGs, some of the RPGs I play, they always try to tailor the monsters you come across as, you know, to always be beatable by you. And I've never liked
Not
that.
necessarily.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't like that.
you're not going to venture into an area where there's a level 40 mob when you're a level 2.
Right.
That's absolute suicide.
Hmm.
But I mean, if you're equally matched, the fight can go back and forth. But I mean, if you're like I said, if you're like a level 20 and you have a creature that's a level 5, of course you're going to easily beat that creature.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's not necessarily that the characters are easily beatable. I mean, if you want to take on a level 40 when you just started, then go right ahead, but you're going to die instantly.
Yep, I've already got, like just, here and there, I've got a tablet for this game. I already have 15 different creatures, just, ideas, crazy ideas. A squishy, like we was talking about, is a character in my game, the coming up to my game, or an idea anyway at this point. And it'll be a slow moving, very slimy tentacle with random tentacles of random lengths basically coming out of it. Has multiple eyes, some bigger than others, and it basically plods along, kind of hops. It'll kind of hop on your screen, and some of them will simply try to snare you with the tentacles if you get too close, while other ones spit goo and acid that can cause you to get frozen in place, and other ones have even will have even more deadly. So a squisher or a squishy, I haven't decided on which one yet, is one character. It'll be a little tentacle, slimy, weird-looking creature. There is going to be a spider-like creature, but it won't be a spider. Be a creature with many legs. We also have a vapor. A vapor is kind of a floating blob, sort of like a ghost. But I want to create original things, and the vaporous thing basically has the ability to disappear into thin air, pop up right behind you. So I think there's going to be some unique, interesting creatures in this game to play with and to interact with. But it will definitely be an action RPG oriented, but have a huge world to explore.
That's going to be fabulous.
I think this might be something that more people would be interested in playing than rock and
definitely.
roll and laser ball.
I
think, but if it does get interest or whatever, you might see me at some point in the future try to raise funds to support me so I can develop a game rather than working full time. See how Kickstarter would go. So a lot of these indie games and stuff like that do Kickstarters. Most of them probably fail, but maybe we can get enough interest in in the game to have some kind of funding for a Kickstarter.
Definitely. Because it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
Sarah, I'm sure will.
Especially for those of us who enjoy the RPG.
Yeah, and is that really... I know you said that you really liked platformers, Sarah, but how do you feel about RPGs? Do you like RPGs better than platformers, or do you think you like platformers better?
Well, like I said, I do like RPGs. It really, seriously, all depends on my mood. I'm not always in the mood to play an RPG game.
Right.
I'm not always in the mood to make choices that affect the game. Sometimes I just want to jump from platform to platform and shoot little squishy creatures. I'm not. It just really all depends. I don't play the same kind of game all the time.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. It just all depends on how I'm feeling that day and exactly what I want to do. So. Sometimes I just want to play like a breakout game and just sit there and mindlessly bounce the ball back and forth. So yeah,
like prison ball. Yeah,
like prison ball. Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Do you see yourself playing prison ball much?
Well.
Now that you own it.
Well, now that I own it, yeah.
Especially since you're going to be in the game.
Especially since I'm going to be in the game.
We know who Sarah's always going to choose, no matter what her weakness is. I think Sarah will always choose to be Sarah.
I'm always going to play myself.
Sarah Connor, I think we've decided.
Yeah, I guess that's my last name in the game.
Maybe I'll do different. I think I know what I'll do. I think I'll, instead of spelling it, it'll still be Sarah Connor, but it'll be with a K. It'll probably ER.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll do that. Sarah Connor with a K.
Well, it is your game after all, so it's up to you.
I like that. You like that?
Sure.
Yeah. Sarah Connor coming to a prison ball. Sarah.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Am I ready for it?
Are you ready to have some fun in Hurt World?
Hurt World?
Yeah.
Totally. I am ready. We have a plan. We know what we're going to do. I am ready.
Very, very fun. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to our live stream. We are going to do a few things. We are going to prepare for some Hurt World. I got to work later. So we have, we only have, we'll probably only play Hurt World for a few hours, but Sarah and I do plan on doing, we're going to have Sarah do some driving. We're going to try to get a dune buggy out to the sand dunes. Yeah. We might even get a helicopter, fly a helicopter. See, I've never flown a helicopter. My son did all the flying.
Because Kiddo has already crashed twice and killed me twice. To see if I'm any better at flying a helicopter than he is.
I know, I got to eat. I know Sarah has to go to the bathroom. She just texted me letting me know she's got to go to the bathroom, guys. So Sarah has needs she has to take care of. I
can't
have
believe you said that.
I have hunger I have to take care
Told
of.
everybody I have to go to the bathroom.
Well, it's
Oh my
we've talked
gosh,
about
can't believe
how
you.
good of a blow attack you do. So what's
No,
more-
we didn't.
we did.
We did not.
Well, I asked you and you refused to.
I didn't respond because I'm not going to respond.
Yes, and guys, Sarah has already texted me and says, "Oh my gosh," she says, "I think this is the first time I've really told her much about the RPG. Sarah is going to help me write the story and help me write a lot and come up with creatures and come up with all kinds of content for this RPG." Yeah, I mean, this is going to be such a vast product. We probably won't even come up with a name for it until it's halfway developed.
Nah,
You don't
we're
think
not
so?
gonna have a working title yet.
No, no working title yet. We'll-
Because it could change like 70 bajillion times before we're done.
Exactly. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We will be back as soon as we can. Probably next week sometime.
Yep.
We'll be back with another live
Yeah,
stream
we're
to talk
gonna
about.
go have some food and then we'll be back.
I hope none of you guys are. I hope you guys are all coming back next week to our
Yes,
next live
please
stream
tune in.
safely. Have a safe 4th of July, everybody.
Yes. Bye, everyone.
See you, everybody. Take care.